Now I can turn the volume up since you turned the volume down on your phone. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. She has got that light like right in my face. Bright light, bright light.
There's a lot of water.
We're live, so don't be saying nothing crazy. You guys, it is pouring on my birthday.
I'm soaked. Because the water's coming down from the gutter and it's... He put his nastiness on my cup. Yes, we've been married 14 years and I don't want your nastiness on my cup.
What are you talking about?
He backwashes. It's disgusting.
I did not backwash. I act like I was going to, and that was enough.
Slip him the tongue?
Nope, never.
Our mud has now sailed off in a schooner to get away from all of the rain.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday, Jarhead.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, let me tell you something. You smell anything weird in here?
Did somebody fart? Josh, did you have too much coffee this morning?
No.
Ask him what his goal is. Hey, random fact about Josh the blacksmith.
No coffee.
No, you don't know. So
not
be
even
quiet.
that. So, okay.
No.
Go
Random fact about Josh the blacksmith. Josh the blacksmith has a hero, and that hero is Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant, on this set of Princess Bride, farted for 16 seconds.
Oh my god.
Josh's life goal is now to cut a fart that lasts 16 seconds.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh, that is hilarious.
The director looked at him and said, "Are you okay, Andre?" He says, "I am now."
I imagine so. Deflated. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. Tim.
Happy farting birthday, Robin.
He's so in for it at the Homesteaders of America.
Why?
Because Dessa's going to kick him right in the shin.
I'm glad we can't smell it.
Andre was normal sized after that. Guys, we have gotten so much rain that even though I have a hole in my dam, the water is still coming up into my backyard. Elk and Anchor Homestead.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Has Jason gotten his birthday pinches yet? Nope.
Well, thanks,
Thanks, Dragon's Talent.
Thank you, Dragon's Talent.
Quotations.
Yeah, his pinches. Oh, how funny.
And it's getting a little...
It'll come through. Anyway.
Yeah.
Look, there's your pole dance.
There's your pole dance, Dragon.
A bear pole dance. Oh, there's another one. Thank you, Mama Groves.
Mama Groves, Mama Groves, Mama Groves. Thank you, Mama Groves.
So anyway, so it is nasty. So we were sitting down here this morning after breakfast, kind of chatting and talking. She just wanted a pole dance of her own. That's what it was. She wanted her own. Pitch him twice for me.
You know, Lost Dude, if we ever meet, I'm going to owe you because you're the one who taught her about that pinch. So you're going to get it. So
He's glad he's on the other coast in California. Because for real, if Jason ever meets him, he's going to be like, dude, come here. What do you see?
I just see something weird in the pond. I thought it might have been the otter.
No, it's
Because-
just the weird way
because
the
he's
water
back.
is. Yeah, guess
Yeah.
who's back? Back again. Sorry. Oh, different Kathleen. Sorry, Kathleen. I'm sorry. I thought that was Mama Grows. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Hers
Sorry.
is a K, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathleen. Sorry about that.
There you go. That's my
What is he? He's like 50 today? No.
Sorry, Kathleen. I followed her lead.
I laid it on me.
And and I was looking at when it came up on this screen, I was like, but wait a minute, doesn't Mama Grows start with a K?
Well, I just thought that through her, like if you have PayPal or something set up, it might come up through a different name. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I'm a big 4-4. I'm a 44 Magnum.
No, he's not 50 yet. He's getting there though. He's pushing it. Yeah. So the weather, we were sitting out here just kind of enjoying the fact from yesterday's nice weather. It was
You
still
made me
kind
feel
of
bad
nice.
about Kathleen now.
She's okay with it. Relax. It happens. She's the one that posted the picture. Did you see that with the beaver leading the cows?
Yes, that was hilarious.
This is how Daisy. maybe the beaver.
He says, since I finally reached the middle of the hill, does that mean it's time to shave the beard? No. But I did drop a challenge. Somebody asked me if I would dye it hot pink, and I said for $1,000. Mm-hmm. I would dye it hot pink and leave it there for a year. Hot pink.
No. Redneck Prepper says this is tomorrow. That's cool.
Awesome.
Now, wait a minute.
Well, happy.
For $1,000, does that mean I can get you $100,000 candy bar?
No.
Because you didn't specify.
No. You know what I was talking about.
You know what I was talking about.
You know what I was
I
talking
was
about.
44 once. I love that. Everybody's like 44. I don't even remember that.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's because you ain't been there
Shut
yet.
your face, baby.
Mr. 16-second fart.
Right? Hey, I gotta have some character and personality somehow.
We're just going to call him 16 seconds from now on.
The FBI. What's up, FBI? Give me a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday from the boys that are always listening.
So,
Our semester.
I got. Now, I want to kind of reel you guys in on something for a second.
We still think
I woke
that you
up-
should keep the beard unless you auction it off for a good cause.
I woke up this morning. I got a happy birthday from 3 of Josh's children. Nothing from my wife. Nothing from my kids. Then the wee one brought out a big honking card that one of her older sisters helped her write, "Happy birthday, Big Bear." Still, nothing from my wife. Nothing from my children. My phone goes off. I get the best serenaded
Ever.
song of Happy Birthday from Bonterre
Right there,
Homestead.
just showed up.
No, she's here. She was here a minute
Oh,
ago.
she was here. I
Yeah.
didn't see her.
Miss Nunda and Catfish.
Mm-hmm.
They pressed the helium button
Yeah, it sounded
and they
like the,
sang me happy birthday.
It sounded like the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
It really did. Like, I was like, who's playing in the Chipmunks birthday song? And then I realized it wasn't that. No, I'm going to Facebook him later. It is alright.
There's a joke that goes along with that.
One year I waited till like 12:01 and I Facebook messaged him happy birthday, right? So like the whole day I didn't tell him happy birthday. And then like he was all butthurt about it all day long. So he's like, "You didn't tell me happy birthday." And I was like, "But I Facebooked you, it's okay."
But let a dude pull something like that off. You forgot our anniversary. No, I didn't. I said happy anniversary on Facebook. I Facebooked you.
Oh no. The one I like is, what do you want? Leading up 2 weeks before, what do you want? For special occasion
no big deal,
X?
nothing.
Nothing. Just don't worry about it. I'm good. Thank you. Day of event. What you get me, baby?
I don't do that, by the
You
way.
don't know, but
Yeah, I've heard that and seen it. Happy birthday, over and out.
My-
Clear Sage.
My favorite one is I'm so hungry. My small intestine is eating my large intestine. Oh, well, okay, baby, where do you want to go?
I don't care.
I don't know.
Right.
You want to go to Golden Corral? No. You want to go have sushi? No. You want to go to Taco Bell? No. What do you want? I don't know.
Sometimes I do that just for that.
That's when you look at her and say, hey, baby, guess where we're going to go to dinner tonight? And you go to the first place she says.
There you go.
Hey, that's smart. He's a pretty fart smeller.
16 seconds long.
Thanks for noticing. But
Hello, all from the Netherlands.
Hello.
don't make me
You're
look at my
yearly. I don't even know what that means.
What's that?
I don't know.
What's that mean?
Huh?
I don't know.
I think it means happy birthday. I
Okay.
don't know.
I don't know.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, everybody that said it that I missed. Clary Sage,
Buddy.
Farm and
Clary
Arm.
Sage.
Farm and Arm said congrats on getting older. Nobody has picked up my happy birthday line. And I'm happy for it because it remains mine.
Oh, yeah.
When my friends come up, it's happy birthday. You got to wish so-and-so a happy birthday. I always put on their Facebook, happy escape from the
Escape
womb
from the
day.
womb day. Always put that. He even put that on my Facebook this year. No, what you say is, I'm going to take you out for something to eat. Guess where to? Then wherever is her first place, she guesses. You say, yep. No. It's Happy Born Day. Time difference.
Time difference.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. You got another one.
Somebody just sent me a text
That's a
message.
mental image I don't need.
Yep.
Oh. You can keep the womb tagline, Jason. It's all yours.
See, for me,
that's
Oh.
that's just wrong.
Her husband, Bonterre's husband, just sent him a message. It's a picture of an old person blowing out a cake.
And the teeth.
all out.
You gonna eat that cornbread? Hey, baby, you wanna go ground?
No, how about sushi? No. How about Taco Bell? No. How about the kitchen? Oh, you would die. I'm just saying. So Mama Gross says, I'm trying to come up with a vendor booth idea so I could just chill by both of you at the HOA. You don't need a booth. Just
We'll
come
bring
chill.
you a chair.
Yeah. You could come just chill. It don't matter. That's what I mean. A lot of people do that, believe it or not. Like during the day,
Mama
we
T.
had people that were just hanging out with us for, 20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and then they move to the next one and
Yeah.
hang out with the next group.
Doug came
and-
down for a little while and
Yeah.
hung out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do not take responsibility for him.
Look, John is my boy from way back. Like
Just
the first HOA is when we met and we just bonded.
Yeah.
And he's one of my best friends, so he can send me all that kind of stuff.
That
All he wants to.
I'm excited to see them. We're gonna see them in April.
In April, yep.
Next month, in a month.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's coming
Yeah,
quick.
we got our own sayings and language and spear chucking.
Spear
and-
chucking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you about to spew your drink. you about to spew it. And I suppose his wife is just chop suey to you, huh?
No, I love Miss Nunda, but I love John.
So
more.
Kathleen is gonna be. So Kathleen from Mama Grows, are you coming again this year? Because she was there last year, right? Yeah. So, and I guess yes, because they're both coming. He's over here cackling. I bet he is.
He used to look. This is the type of sense of humor that Catfish has got.
You know, Nunda is over in her computer right now going, God, Jason, don't.
No,
Stop!
she's looking at the screen going, "Shut up! Shut up!"
Shh. No talking. Sick sense of humor.
Oh.
He does. He really does.
Look, when he gets to know you, you're gonna fall. He's gonna love you too.
Awesome.
But I'll get random pictures from him to time because he operates big machinery.
Okay.
Remember, you will be asleep at some point at my house, and my memory is long. Absolutely. So Mama Gross said this past year she went with Wholesome Roots and Willow Creek. If they bring their husbands, I'll find a new tribe so I won't be the third wheel.
You can come hang with us.
I was going to say, you can be a fifth.
I mean,
There's something called a fifth wheel, right?
Right.
You can be the trailer.
I mean,
I just called her a fifth wheel. I'm sorry.
that's okay. After my F-350 comment earlier today, it's okay.
So Big Bear, where did your channel die? Well,
I could totally be a fifth wheel. She so has to come hang out with us. Oh, I didn't know anything about her channel at all until the Homesteaders of America conference, and that's usually what happens with me because I don't do a lot of watching YouTube stuff. So, she came over, and the Baby Shark song was like a big deal at the time. So she was like, "We need you to do like the Baby Shark, do the Shark song, and you're gonna be Grandpa or Grandma, one of them, Shark." And I was like,
which I kind of resented.
No,
why do I got to be the grandma?
And she's like, "No, come on, it'll be fun." And just like, all right, let's do it. So we did it. So that was like my first experience, and she edited it all together, and it was absolutely hilarious. And so then I started kind of checking out her videos, and she started hanging out on her channel and everything.
I took two of the rat traps, the T-Rex rat traps. Grandpa Shark.
Yeah. Memo to self: always lock the door at Montero when sleeping. That was the first time I heard that song. You should be blessed because, everyone else teaches so well. I got to be funny to get. You know what though? Everybody's got their niche, and if the shark shoe fits, Jason. So yeah, but that was funny. Most of the homesteaders had not heard of it. See, the thing is most of us, our children are older, so we haven't heard that. That wave of that song going
Most
through.
of us.
Have you heard it?
Yes.
See, ours are older, so
I want an ice pick every time I hear it.
yeah. I mean, and the only reason I had been exposed to it was right before the conference too. Was I have two when I was downstairs working. The other two CSRs, they both have young children, and so they were singing it and laughing about the like there's an R&B version and a techno version and all this stuff. So they were playing it all the time at work, and I was like, this has got to be the most ridiculous song I've ever heard. And then we go to the Homesteaders of America, and she's like, will you sing that song? And Jason's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Why am I hearing baby farts in my head right now? Yeah,
So the best thing that I seen that came along with the Baby Shark thing was a meme that was on Facebook. That it was a New York.
He cracks me up with them.
A New York. It had one of the small like electric cars for the NYPD, and it's like baby.
Oh yeah, do. Yeah, did you see that one?
I did.
Oh, that was funny. A meme? What is that?
Oh.
Lost, dude. You're so lost. Hey, he's been calling it a meme forever. Every time we try to correct him, he continues to say meme.
After last night, I'm not saying a thing about it. So
It's definitely not a mem.
That's what it was. I'm sitting there going, dang it! I really hate that my brain.
Is that like mini me? No, it's like a meme.
no, I can go get Donovan or Wraith if you want to see a mini me.
I know, right? Kitty's like, Jason, meme is always pronounced meme.
You gonna eat that cornbread? Okay, where that comes from is Catfish never saw.
Oh yeah,
What's the name of that movie that it come from?
the one with the what is it called?
Sling Blade?
No, with Eddie Murphy and when they're in prison and the old. What is that called? No, not Sling Blade. I can't even think of it.
Anyway.
That's why Robin sent you a message. Okay, I don't have my phone right now, but I'll see it in a little bit.
But you'll know which one it is.
Think of it.
But John never saw it.
The one where they're in prison in the old days. Yes, he did. It's called Life.
Life, that's right.
And he has watched it in my presence way too many times.
Well, they got brought up somehow at the dinner because Bonterre and then when they came up there, they got the ARBD, whatever. And we all went over there for dinner. It was Nunda and John, Tangy and Jack and her youngins, us, and Hope and John.
Uh-huh.
And somehow we got on that movie, and I think it was Hope's John, just went, yeah, I like that, but you gonna eat that cornbread? And Catfish lost it.
Uh-huh.
And it stuck.
So now he's cornbread. That's what they call it.
It's hardcore stuck. And so...
Uh-huh.
That's the thing.
All my children are grown too, but I have 13 grandchildren and I hear the shark song all the time. Oh my Lord. Can you imagine? Well, you can imagine.
I might not have 13 yet.
No.
But I got 7.
You're halfway there.
I'm halfway. Over half.
I walked into this. I set myself up for this.
Oh no.
Oh no. So his mother... Okay, so Jason's mom just got a phone that she could text from. And she can voice text, it's smartphone and all that stuff, right? So Jason has been picking on her. Whenever they come into town, she'll text us and say, hey, we're almost here or something like that. And he'll text her like one word at a time or like one letter at a time. And so now she's blowing up his phone and it says, happy birthday. I bet you thought we forgot. We'll call in just a few minutes. He's like, I deserve that. He's like, we are live on YouTube right now. So, unless you... Oh God, when our parents get an iPhone, that could be the YouTube channel of its own. That's exactly... Turnabout's a female dog, eh, Jason? No, Josh had to go to the bathroom. You ran him off. Unless you want to, what'd you say? Unless you want to be live with us, you will wait. My parents finally got smartphones.
Yeah.
His dad still refuses. He still has a flip phone. Oh, okay. She's literally put an O and a K. She's still going. We will call. What'd you say later?
Yeah.
Oh, my heart hurts. I'm laughing so hard. What time?
Oh, she just don't know that she just upped the game.
My brother said, don't tell Mom he's turned everything off in her settings. And Nanda said, now we know where Jason gets his wonderful sense of humor from. And Lawsuit LOL. Oh my God.
Love you.
Love you.
My mom is laughing so hard she can't even spell.
She is too. She's got. Have you heard Ladessa? Her little cackle laugh that she does.
Yes.
Jason's mom does the same thing, and so she's like.
Oh, now she learned how to do the emoji.
She learned how to do an emoji. How sweet. Oh, my mouth hurts.
Oh, did I tell you I finally figured out what my headache was this morning?
Laughing so
We're all
hard.
laughing last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh God, another one. She's gonna
I can't.
Oh my God, I am dying because you have no idea. Like,
Don't do it.
if I find out who she is, I'll tell her to download Bitmoji. Oh. Be right back. I gotta go see a lady about a horse before y'all make me pee my pants. Oh.
Yep, that's my world. That's my mom.
My sister was going on and on Facebook wondering about Pinterest. I told her mom was on there and she said, "Oh snap, I better step up." God, can you imagine if we introduced your mom to the world of Pinterest?
No, my dad would
again.
kill us.
He would kill me. His dad would drive down from North Carolina and kill me. Like, legit. I'm just saying. So, we were talking about, you know how people are going and getting stuff and reclaiming old furniture, sanding it down, painting it, doing all kinds of cool stuff with things. So... So apparently his mom has been working on this coffee table for like 15 years.
Forever.
No, more than that, because you had just gone off to Lejeune or gone off to boot camp. Wasn't that what she said? After you left and went to boot camp, so it's been like forever. And so I'm like, Dad. He's like, shut up. And I'm like, Dad, you know what you... Shut up. Dad, you know what... Robin? He never calls me by my name. It's always Slim. He called me by my name, and I was like, I'm just saying, you can load it up in the truck and bring it here, and I'll take care of it. He's like, I'm going to kill you. So there's no doubt in my mind that that woman has gone back down into the garage and is starting, because it needs to be sanded down. And of course, she's not going to do the sanding. He's going to have to do it. Introduce her to Snapchat. No. No. Oh, no.
No, I thought about Marco Polo, and then I thought about how bad that could be.
Oh, God. Oh.
Because
introduce her to Etsy. No. You know what their thing is, y'all? They love to go to auctions. They go to auctions, and Grandpa was telling us about how he found one he wants to go to where it is nothing but
race cars,
and that is his vice. Show her Instagram. You know, they've seen Instagram through us. Like, we've showed them, and she doesn't really...
Yeah.
I introduced my mom to Facebook. Yeah. No,
not introducing my mom to Facebook. That's my safe zone.
Not really.
It's bad enough her sister's on it. My aunt is on Facebook, but she barely gets on it. No, but now, look, I don't mind my parents going to auctions. I mean, it's not like I really got much of a say anyway, but I like the fact that they get out and they go do that, and it brings them joy. It makes my mama happy. And then what's very funny is, like, they'll call, "Your friend is a blacksmith, right?" "Yeah." "Does he got an anvil?" "Mommy's been doing it for forever."
Of course he has an anvil.
Pretty sure he's got an anvil. "Oh, well, there's one here for like $5.
Get it.
I said, "Is it real?" And she's like, "I don't know.
Ask your father."
Is it metal or plastic?" "Oh,
Right.
It's metal. It's heavy." "Get it, Mama."
Absolutely. It'll be worth it.
She said, "We out." She is cracking me up. Y'all don't understand. Okay, for several years, there was a disconnect between his parents and us because they go through that original thing where people are like judgmental about the homesteading choice that you make and homeschooling your kids and all that stuff. And really, as a parent, you can understand because you know where it's coming from. We want our kids to have the best. And so, that's kind of where I believe it was coming from. But I think now we've been doing it so long. I mean, we're coming up on 10 years of doing, as far as the homesteading itself, well, more than 10. We've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. As long as Ladessa's been around, I guess even before that. But 11, 12 years we've been doing homesteading. And
Carol is 13. Mm-hmm. We've been homesteading for 12.
Yeah, so 12 years. So we've been doing this for a while now, and we're not wavering. We're still, steady on. And so I think what has happened is we went from being like what Farm Alarm said, it makes you the black sheep, to now they have finally accepted that we're not changing. This wasn't just a fad. This is something that we're...
Well, now my mom's pulling me off to the side when Dad's not around. Mm-hmm. So, do you think I could do a raised bed in the backyard? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mama, you could.
Yeah.
With no problem. I worry about, we're getting older in my back. And then I showed her the big metal raised beds, the ones that come up chest level. She's like, I said, but they're kind of on the expensive side. And, I started showing her the price, and she goes, but you could use that once we're dead. Yes, Mother. I will cherish that metal raised bed every time I plant something. Every time I put more cow poo in there.
No, they wouldn't.
Be thinking of you, Mama.
So one of the things everybody's asking is until you feed them. For the longest time, y'all, they wouldn't eat what we grew.
Yeah.
They would not. And that changed this year. That's what I'm saying. This past year, something changed. I'm not sure what the change was, but something changed. Because when we had our full producing garden this summer, the girls were so proud about the melons and the cantaloupes and stuff and the cucumbers that they basically forced them to take food because they're not going to tell the kids no. So they basically forced them to take some of the stuff from our garden. And I think that they broke down, and instead of giving it to other people, I'm thinking they ate some.
No,
of it.
I think they gave it to somebody else.
And somebody said,
where'd you get those cucumbers?
Yeah.
Oh, my son, they are delicious.
Yeah. So, no, I don't think it had anything to do with that. I really feel like something changed. But whatever it was, it changed for the better because...
That or they dipped into the meat and figured, well, if he can make the meat this good.
and all of a sudden, his dad is asking to go. His dad went to the convention this year or went to the Homesteaders Conference this year.
Yeah.
I don't know if his dad came back and was like, look... He's legit doing this. This is not just a hobby. This is like his thing.
Yeah.
You would have been amazed to see him, And so I don't know what changed, but it was very obvious at Christmas time. Because normally at Christmas, we get a gift card and a, Merry Christmas. This year, they bought us gifts instead of giving us gift cards. And it was thought-filled gifts. They got us this huge... Did you see the bear when you come in the door? Oh. His dad picked that up at an auction for him. I got some beautiful mixing bowls and then a KitchenAid attachment to make pasta with. I mean, they were more interested in helping us get further along our path rather than look down at us and say, So there was definitely a difference. And this is just a further, she never picks with you like that. That is something totally new. She has finally embraced the picking and was like, oh, okay, you want to do this? Let's do it right back. So it's just really cool to see because for the longest time it was kind of like they were the grandparents. They could care less if we were home when they came to visit. Like we could go away for the weekend and they wouldn't have cared. But now it's like they genuinely want to be involved in what we're doing. So that's really, it's cool when it goes from being, can't believe you're doing that, to.
Yeah, her folks have always been really supportive. Mm-hmm. They're a little close, they're next door, but it's been really awesome to be You know, especially now that her brother has moved in with them, I get a little bit of a meat buffer, you know, between us, which is awesome because I don't like help most of the time when I'm doing a project.
To be fair, my brother is fresh from suburbia.
Yeah, there is
They
that.
are still going through that shift.
The transition.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah. So.
But one of the things that endeared my mother-in-law to me, somebody said their stepmom doesn't eat
Tomatoes.
venison.
Oh, venison.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't eat deer. That is, I am one of 2 people in the world that will prepare deer that she will eat.
That she will eat.
And
That my mom will eat. Yeah.
I mean, I don't do anything special to
Right,
it.
but it some of that could just be trusting you to know that you're going to prepare it in a way that she'll appreciate.
Well, I also wash it, so I get all the blood out of it,
Yeah.
and it tastes just like beef.
Beef, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's how I hooked Robin. Was on Wild Hog.
Yeah, like the first night that he cooked for me, it wasn't the first. Yeah, the first night was venison spaghetti. And I had no idea that it was venison, so it wasn't, it was good. But the really big one was when when I brought Blaze over to meet him. And he cooked steak. And legitimately, they looked like, good, solid, thick cuts of steak. And we were chewing into them, eating them. Blaze was loving it. And then I was like, what cut of meat is this? Like, what, and he's like, what's wild hog? And I was like,
It's a pork chop.
I was like, really? It's amazing. It tastes really good. Here's my son. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? What, because you found out it's a wild hog? He was chowing down, loving that steak, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's see. My parents said they don't eat my eggs, but they eat ones they buy in the store. Our daughter, her husband, and their 3 children are living with us right now. There's a lot of people that are doing that right now, and then they're growing to accommodate that. I know Mama Donna from Old Ways, New Times. They're 3. It's her family, her grown daughter and grown son, and their families. Yeah. So all 3 families work together to provide the food for the conglomerate.
And that's what we're trying to work towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Trying being the operative word.
Yeah, it is hard and we've had that happen. That's what I was getting ready.
I think I would rather make a community out of almost perfect strangers. Or, for example, I would love to be able to have 3 or 4 of the people that watch us on YouTube come down and buy land around us, and because you've got they'll be, even if they moved in right down the street, you still have that personal distance to where you're not going to be in each other's business 24/7, and you can work together. And then, like one of the things that I was saying is right here is the perfect spot to do this, because I'm 45 minutes from the University of Georgia. I'm 45 minutes from Clemson. 2 hours from Atlanta. I'm an hour and a half away from Augusta. I'm an hour and a half away from Greenville.
2 to 2.5 from Charlotte. I mean, you within 2 to 3 hours. Asheville's like 2.5 hours. So I mean, you're a bunch of major, and upper. What's the word? People that are way more open to the homesteading type of raising food.
And you can market your stuff a lot better. And really, if you get 3 or 4 or 5 homesteaders together, all they really need is 1, maybe 2 chefs.
Yeah, you could.
Everybody will be making enough money to be able to homestead full time.
Well, like Mama Gross says, like a hyper-local homesteading network where you could help butcher a large animal, harvest a crop, take over something when you get the flu. I mean, ideally, that would be awesome, because that's one thing we have a problem with here. And we're running into that right now, because we're definitely planners. My son, fingers crossed, will be in state trooper school boot camp, whatever.
No, it's not a whatever. It's boot camp. Call it
in,
what it is.
In October when we're going to the conference. And if that's the case, we're not going to have anybody to take care of the farm. So that's a big, and I would much rather plan on him not being here than holding my breath because, of course, I don't want my child to fail. So I want him to be there. So now we have to figure out what we're going to do come October,
So I'm bringing Apollo, Nunda. Just saying. Just letting you know.
What'd she say?
I don't know. I ain't seen her.
Oh. So one of the things I wanted to address, everybody's talking about sharing meat, that it's the hardest is to share your meat with people because you spend a lot of time and money. Stop, both of you. in raising grass-fed pork or beef. Like, it takes a while. It's not something that you can just turn around. And then if you're, especially with beef, if you're having to pay to have them processed, I mean, you have to pay for that too. So,
I meant to the HOA, not to your house, but to the HOA.
Oh. Yeah, we weren't going to bring him to yours because is this family friendly? So, basically, with our beef, the first time we did our first cow that we did, we were quick to share with everybody.
Yeah.
But then what happened is we realized how fast it went. So then when the second one got processed, we were like, no. We'll give you all the pork you want because we got a ton of pork. But we're not giving up the beef. It's just, so if you ever eat beef with us and it's ours, you're special. We don't have any right now, so don't feel bad.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, there's a reason why we've been going out to eat.
Right. Right.
I mean,
love you too, man.
You done brought a baseball team.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did. Basketball and 2 alternates.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the thing with like with chickens though, I mean, chickens, you can raise those and clean them out. I mean, if you really know what you're doing with a chicken, you can have a chicken clean in less than 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like, super clean.
Thank you, Mama.
And ready to go. So, that's just about anybody you'll share a meat bird with.
Okay, so here is the thing that Blaze and I have been doing lately. It started Thanksgiving, I think, when somebody brought up the turducken.
Oh, God, no.
You know what that is, right?
No.
Oh, yes.
Okay. That's where you take a duck and shove it inside a turkey.
No, a chicken inside of
duck.
a duck, and the duck inside of the turkey.
That's what I was getting to.
Right, but you didn't say the chicken inside the duck first.
I was getting there.
But you have to do it in order. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
So.
This is actually pretty funny. We would sit at the dinner table talking about this.
When we were allowed to talk, yeah. But we were thinking of other things that you can jam inside of another thing to cook it to come up with different flavors. So we did a squirrel inside a rabbit inside a pheasant. Okay? Inside a deer that goes inside a elk that goes inside a moose. All wild.
And call it what now?
No, there was no naming it. There was no naming
Wild game supper.
There was no naming it.
Medley.
Yeah.
Medley. No, but then it gets even better.
Yes, sub. I was getting there.
I knew that was coming. But so then the best part was we're all sitting at dinner and we're talking about it, and then all of a sudden from nowhere, Blaze is like, and we could shove it all inside an elephant.
Well, we went from, okay, that was wild. Then we said, okay, well, what about domesticated stuff? And I said, okay, well, you got to get a chicken.
This is why we need a camera at our dinner table.
Shove it inside a duck. Shove it inside the turkey.
Turkey.
Shove the turkey inside a pig. Shove the pig inside a cow. Shove the cow inside a buffalo. And then you shove the buffalo inside the elephant.
Inside an elephant. Like what?
And
Who
you can
thinks
shove
of
a
that?
quail inside of your chicken.
Chicken. We did do that. We did say that. We're gonna put a quail inside
And then the
chicken.
dove breast inside the quail.
Right. I'm more fond of like the squid tentacles coming out of the opening of
did you
the
see
turkey.
that with the turkey?
I posted that. Did I see
It
it?
probably tagged us in
I
it.
most definitely did.
It sounds like the old lady that swallowed the fly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
See that's the thing we could. How long would it take to cook?
About
And see-
3.7 seconds in a forge.
Yes.
Well, you got
This
that
is why
method.
we're friends
You
with
got
the
that.
blacksmith.
You got that method, but see, I was going to get Cornbread to come up with one of his tractors and dig a big old hole, and we was
Pit
going to
smoke that
Yeah.
bad boy.
just wrap it in a banana tree because there would be no more leaves.
2 months later, still waiting on it to be done. Here we go. Pigeon, quail, partridge, chick, duck, turkey. What is
Wow.
that called?
It sounds like yummy goodness.
Pidge.
Low and slow.
If you give a mouse a cookie,
Yeah.
if you stuff a quail in a pheasant. See, this is why people come to talk with us, because we have discussions like this. Where's the crow in the concoction?
Oh.
That's what we got to eat when we say, okay, it's done, and you cut into it. I don't know if you could have, could you eat medium rare elephant?
And these are the questions we ponder at night.
I don't know, but the crow is in the haggis.
You know, when you told me exactly what was in the haggis, for some reason, I always got an image of an old German guy going, get in there, get in there, get in there. You're not talking.
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
It all basted in a wild turkey. What part of the food chain is that? My husband's not understanding why I'm rolling on the floor laughing. That's the reason he's not coming in May. Really?
What?
Buffalo haggis is a luxury.
Mama Gross said, Jason, your German sounds Asian. Everything sounds Asian. Teresa said she just now got a notice. Is haggis legal in the United States?
Nah. Well, yeah, it is, but it's got to be prepackaged type stuff. So.
Get in there, get in there.
Blowing chunks. It's lovely.
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 Don't make me wiggle my nose at y'all.
Hey, can you put it in a taco?
And
I'm sure it's not much different than Taco Bell meat.
Oh, she said correction. That's the reason I'm leaving him home in May.
Oh.
She's not giving him a choice.
Oh.
This stuff is like if you're paddling upstream in a canoe and the wheel falls off, how many pancakes fit in a doghouse?
Because orange. Because orange.
Applesauce,
Ask JJ.
cornbread.
Ask JJ what. So
No,
what
the haggis
flavor-
probably.
No. So what flavor are we drinking tonight?
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
We's high on life.
You gonna eat that cornbread?
It gonna be good.
With yeast. Did you put yeast in the Coke?
No.
Nope.
No. This is what happens when it rains too much.
Big Bear's how's keto going?
Right out the window.
Why is haggis illegal?
That I couldn't tell you.
Because is it?
Probably
for
the
the
way that
same
it's-
reason the Icelandic sheep are illegal to import.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of them. Yeah.
Huh.
The black
So it has to be a
Because it
certain.
contains lungs.
There you go.
Oh,
Organ meat.
that's what I was thinking. It's because it's.
We're not going there, Homestead. Okay.
Yeah, we've tortured her enough.
Oh.
We're not going to go there. But if you think of a meatloaf, you're pretty close.
With organs.
Well, how else are you going to get rid of the things? Most definitely. Tastes best with hot sauce and deep fried.
That might be how you get your 16-second fart. You inflate the lung before you eat it.
Oh no, I just have to eat Taco Bell.
Oh,
But-
she said we have strict TB testing here. You don't
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, there you go. There's your answer, guys.
Can't bring fruit or food into the country.
Even if it's on the hoof, you can't.
Everything is.
Yeah.
I guess it's everything you don't put in Scrabble.
I love Scrabble. I'm telling you, I wear aprons makes the best Scrabble.
All right, Windsweat. Just, I'll email you. I think I have your email.
Yeah, basically. Great trap bait.
Let's wrap it in bacon and see if it helps. Then we'll know if it's like tofu.
I can't believe that man ate tofu for only 5,000. What was it? 1,000 subs.
Oh no.
If a cow tests positive for TB, here it's shot, no question.
There you go.
Wow.
What's scrapple? It's crapple.
It's a breakfast meat. It's pretty much everything that's
SOS.
left over.
Yeah.
SOS.
That's where they put the squeal.
Stuff on a shingle.
That's where they put the squeal. You know that would be like the best tagline for like if you made your own Scrapple. It's where we put the squeal.
It's everything and the squeal.
That would be awesome.
That's what you're gonna get for breakfast in May, right? The squeal.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll check back if the weather. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
let us know. We're
where's-
probably gonna get it because
Yeah.
you're just west of us. So
Yeah.
The worst thing I have ever had to prepare, though, has got to be chitlins. The stinkingest thing.
they smell so bad.
I mean, they'd start cooking those things, and Harfomatic, I'm out the back door.
We don't have a tornado watch.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Elk and Acre had one, and they had a funnel cloud.
Yeah.
It didn't touch down near them, but they had it.
Yeah, it was, it went, like, it was further south of us, and it was going northeast, so we didn't have to worry about it, hitting us. We were looking at the radar earlier before we decided to go online. When we were cooking the lard, you know, the leftover pieces that are stuck to the fat, when they start to cook, it gets...
Okay, so what's the weirdest thing you have eaten, Josh, that people would consider weird? Not what by our standards, but by what people in that chat room would be like gross or that's just weird.
So we had exotic burgers day at Schultz, and I had insect burger.
Ooh.
Yum.
What about you?
She's mild.
I feel left out. There's nothing weird I've eaten.
Yeah.
You've
like
eaten
I said,
sushi.
she's
Well,
pretty
okay.
mild.
I do sushi.
Well,
She's
sushi-
had raw fish.
Yeah.
What about you, honey?
The weirdest thing I've eaten? I don't know. I mean, because the things that everybody else might say are weird. Like, people were saying crocodile, shark. I've had
Yeah.
all that. Squirrel, I've had. Beaver, a lot of people, if you tell people that you've eaten beaver, of course, the dirty jokes fly. I've had
Right.
eel. I've had...
Advice, I'm cooking prop meatballs and they're falling apart. Any fixes? I don't
What do you
know
mean prop meatballs?
Pre-prepared, maybe.
I don't know. One of the questions was, let me answer you real quick. I would say before we met, probably the weirdest thing up to pork meatballs. Panko breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
An
Panko.
egg. Usually. And really, if you use more white than you do yolk, the white's really what makes it stick. The yolk will kind of get it a little runny. So if you use just the yolks, just the whites and like panko breadcrumbs or regular breadcrumbs, whatever. But I like panko because they're a little bit bigger and kind of give it a little bit more cohesion. But
Later, Farm Alarm. Thanks for coming
I
by.
would say before we met, I had not eaten squirrel or beaver. And those are two that I've eaten since then. Another weird one I had never eaten before was daikons and daikon radishes, and those are really good. So, and fartichokes.
Yeah, the pink stuff.
I was gonna say,
That's
I just
an
thought something
abomination.
that
I don't care how you make
my
it.
family
It's an
calls it
abomination.
pink stuff. I don't even know if it has a proper name. It's whipped cream. Cottage cheese.
It's like the fluff stuff.
It's whipped cream, cottage cheese, and a Jello packet.
Yeah.
All mixed together.
It's the stuff that usually goes in like ambrosia or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Blech.
No, I don't know. It's a tradition in my family. My grandma made it. It's always at every holiday meal. So, and he hates it. We've changed the name. We'll add a different flavor packet instead of red. We'll do orange.
See, I've had cow's tongue.
You've had rabbit.
I've had rabbit. I've had squirrel. I've
done
had
nightcrawler.
beef. See, I haven't had insects.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I was the weirdest thing I guess I could say would be when I was in Thailand.
Yeah, he ate a cockroach.
A hissing cockroach
Yeah.
Ooh.
and scorpions.
Yeah.
They were fun. They taste like chicken because I think they were frying them in chicken grease. But you pick
My
up the
dad
roach.
ate money.
And you pick up the roach and you bite it like right behind the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Escargot. I've had escargot. I love escargot.
That-
I've never had monkey.
And then with the scorpion, you got to snap the tail off, and it's just very crunchy. The,
I've had
the roach is
alligator.
very like creamy feel, kind like a
Like a Cadbury egg.
yeah.
Mountain
No.
oysters. I have not had those.
The grossest thing I think I could ever say I ate was
Calamari.
Good
Calamari.
night. I love calamari.
yeah,
Calamari.
Calamari. Good night.
goat eyes are okay, but what was really the worst thing I ever ate was still in Thailand, which would be steamed squid. And
Steamed. That would be gross.
Yeah.
That is-
Because it's all squid. Bleh.
it was like chewing on a tire to get it to pop, and then
Yeah.
once it popped, it was like
runny.
it was like you
yucky.
just had a bad cold, and it
Like
went
I
right
say,
there.
man,
And we've had
properly
kangaroo.
made,
Yeah.
it's great, but it's like a second and a half in a 500-degree fryer.
Yeah.
Much more than that, and it's your burnt
Yeah.
rubber tire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had kangaroo.
I've had kangaroo.
Bison. We've had all of that. So
Ostrich.
Ostrich. Mm-hmm.
We got those at the Cabela store.
Mm-hmm. Octopus. I've had octopus. Anything that I have not had a guinea pig.
Nope, haven't eaten a guinea
I've
pig.
had a guinea hen.
Mm-hmm.
See, I want to eat bear.
We haven't had bear. We haven't
Really?
eaten bear yet.
Dadgummit, man.
It's on my to-do list.
Fried sea cucumber.
Yeah,
Ooh.
no,
Ooh.
that's not real great. Yeah. That one, yeah. Preparing it, I should say, is kind of nasty.
See, now that's interesting. Some people are like, bear's nasty. Some say bear's the best meat I ever had. Eating bear would be cannibalism for you, wouldn't it?
Dirty
Leave it to
joke aside.
Nanda.
Anyways, shoot, just that dirty comment just blew it out of my
Well, see,
brain.
I heard with bear,
That's right.
that you have to.
Hey, not looking too bad for 55. Mad bear disease.
It depends
I've
on
been waiting for Two Family to come in here because I roasted Daryl on his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and I got Daryl pretty good.
Bye, Dexter.
But and I got to thinking about it. There's a lot of things that we've outlived, you and I. Think about it. Just phones. The rotary phone was still in full effect when we were kids, and then it went to the push button,
Touchdown, yeah.
right? And then the cordless phone came in.
Uh-huh.
Which totally ruined everything because you had your mom always, because she wanted to be talking on the phone with her friends, and she had that like 600-foot cable that you could stretch out and trip the dog, or if you had cousins or something, because I was the only kid. So when the cousins came over, you could just rush and sickle them with the phone cord. And then we went to the cordless phone. And then after the cordless phone came the car phone.
The bag phone.
The bag
Yeah,
phone.
bag phone.
And then had the Saved by the Bell phone.
Yeah, that big, huge phone that was like this wide up against your ear.
Yeah. And then came the cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
With all game meats, bear included, you have to make sure the animal isn't stressed. Yes. You get rid of the gaming taste, you soak it in brine water. Exactly. Oh, speaking of brine. So today we were cleaning out the fridge, and we had a head of cabbage that we didn't use one day last week for our recipes. So I cut it up, and I'm trying to make sauerkraut. I love what Mama said. Hanging up on someone just isn't the same with a cell phone.
No,
That's
it's
so
not.
true.
No, it's not.
You used to be able to like slam it down, and hey, you can't do that
And
anymore.
they used to be able to hear that thing.
Yep.
You could even be like, bam, 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 bam. You can't do that anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny.
And you know what also is gone that's not around anymore? The busy signal.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, no busy signal.
Dial up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the old dial-up intertone, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was still in when we first got together.
Yep. Remember party lines? Yeah, where
Yep.
you could three-way and do party lines.
Yeah. And you remember from church, the phone tree?
Oh, yeah.
One person had to call.
Yeah.
That gray hair color in your beard
Makes you look more
mature.
mature.
It's all looks. This weekend has proved it.
Caller ID,
Star
star
69.
69.
Yep. You used to be able to call somebody, hey, your refrigerator running?
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to prank call now with caller ID.
Yep.
Because it's even on your cell phone sometimes
Yeah.
now. You know?
You got Jim Beam in a bottle? Yeah. You better let him go.
Do you have Prince William in the car? Do you have Prince William in the can? You look like a baby and you're skinning a raccoon video, Jason. Hello, I'm such and such credit card company. I want to talk to you. Great. I have some questions for you. If I wanted to click, hang up. You could stop a whole generation of young people with rotary phones and stick shift.
And cursive.
But that bothers me.
Yeah.
That bothers me a lot, and here's why that bothers me so much. Our Declaration of Independence and our Constitution, the original documents, were written in cursive.
Yep.
They can't read it.
So they can't read it.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Yes, it is.
You know, how about from back in the day when the TV stations used to go off the air and they had the national anthem and then snow.
And then, yep.
And then you were like, oh.
Our generation is the one that mucked it up. Because when we were kids, we were frustrated about that. So then we came up with the cable network. So we didn't ever have to go to bed. We could watch TV all night long. And we're the same ones that have started the whole, don't allow the teachers to discipline the kids. Because all the bad kids were like, no, teachers should not be allowed to spank the kids. So now we got a bunch of hellions running around because some of the bad kids decided they didn't want to do it anymore.
That and the staple gun.
Yeah. Well, think about how far video games have come.
Oh,
When the Atari came out, and it was boxing, which was a square and two arms.
And Cubert!
And Cubert.
Cubert.
We played the spaceship one all the time.
And now it's
Pong!
it's real. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some of the video games out there that are giving some vets PTSD. They're making them have the triggers.
Yeah, holding the aluminum foil on the antenna for your dad to watch football. Frogger! Yes.
My dad was bad about that. He'd be like, all right, move it back to the left.
Stick your leg out.
Well, yeah, pick your left foot up.
Stick out your tongue.
Stick out your tongue.
I had the old aluminum and silver fillings, right?
Uh-huh.
My dad was, bite it.
My God.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Don't move.
Hold that.
Move.
Yeah, having to get up to change the channel.
I was my dad's remote control.
We had 3 3 channels growing up.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were practically the same. We had 6, 7, and 10. And 6 and 10 ran most of the same shows all the time. Like so it's like that was it. That's all we had to watch.
Yeah.
And you would plan your evening around which shows were on which channels.
Yeah,
Right.
and if the
Because
president
you had-
came on, you were like, oh!
I mean, you basically had 2 network channels, and then you had the PBS.
Yeah.
Like, you had 2
Yeah.
ABC and NBC, or CBS, whichever ones were the ones.
You had ABC, CBS, and NBC.
Right, so you had 3 of those, and then you might have a PBS channel as well, and that was it.
We had some rich friends in the next town over that every time we went to go visit, my brother and I were so excited because they had the satellite TV. And so we're like, yay, we get to go down in the basement and watch TV while the parents talk.
Yeah. And remember, you got cable?
Yeah.
Dude, is your dad a doctor?
Yeah, it was like a big deal.
My I guess closest to me now, age-wise, TV experience was having to climb up on the garage roof and twist the antenna one direction or the other, depending on which way they wanted to get it. Right?
Make sure he's up. Doesn't he have to go to work?
Mm-hmm. What time did they go on?
8.
Okay.
The first cable box had 36 channels. Yeah.
Yeah, right? My dad actually worked for AC Nielsen television ratings for a time, installing the black boxes.
Yeah, everybody.
really?
Yeah.
It's one reason why we moved every 18 months. But
Yeah, when we came up with MTV,
Yeah. And then they turned
then
it
the
in.
younger siblings turned it into garbage. Yep.
So, MTV. When MTV first came out.
Good night,
Okay.
twin seater.
Who was your first crush from MTV?
Daisy Fuentes. I mean, I don't know.
Honestly, MTV was the devil's music, and I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Yep, that answers that
Get,
question.
Like, rain torrentially.
Yes.
Now,
There's water in our backyard. You can't see it because it's dark.
yeah, I hear the overflow.
Yeah.
But look, the ditch that you dug up front was like is deeper than the creek. It was almost to the top and just flowing.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy birthday.
Don't make me elbow you.
God, night. I'll see you. I won't see you for a while because I'm gonna be in Atlanta tomorrow.
Okay.
Look, happy birthday.
Hey, taste somebody for my birthday.
Hey, it says be safe, deputy dog.
Be safe.
Yep.
Head on a swivel.
Night.
Night.
Night, man.
Go taste some folks in cups. No, they have a gentleman that's being ornery. I love that word. In the South, that seems to be like one of those things. Like, everybody loves to use the word ornery. Like, it's just ornery.
Oh.
Please take Jason with you.
Okay, so mine was
Mayan?
well,
That would be mine to most people. Mayan?
mine was Lita Ford and Belinda Carlisle.
Yes. Every time I hear heaven is a place on earth, I always think of him. Because I know he absolutely was in love with Belinda Carlisle.
Yeah, I just hear the first note, I come diving into the room.
So my crush, however, growing up was Daryl Hannah from High Spirits.
High Spirits.
Not Splash?
Not Splash,
No.
High Spirits.
I don't think I remember
No.
High Spirits.
Give her an Irish accent and a filmy, see-through almost dress and a teenage boy, and you get the.
I'm going to have to check that out.
No kids.
No
High,
kids.
High Spirits?
High Spirits.
I never
What's
heard of that.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson?
She
It's
was
one
a
of the young.
ghost.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's one of the youngest things I have ever seen Liam Neeson in.
It's
Why do I feel like
Daisy
I've
Duke. Daisy Duke was just about everybody's.
It's on YouTube. We can watch it later.
Oh, really?
Steve Guttenberg. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And what's the
Stephanie lady? And
Oh,
what's up?
Stephanie.
What's up with the last decent movie that was made? None of the new superhero movies because they were all kind of okay. But the last decent movie that actually came out was in the late 80s, 90s.
You talking Dances with Wolves or Robin Hood?
No.
Wait, what did you
No,
say?
Braveheart is the
Braveheart.
best
There you
movie of
go.
all time.
What were you just asking?
What do you think was the last great movie that came out? Because a lot of the movies and stuff now are just remakes.
I
Yeah,
will
that's
say
true.
one that I absolutely loved was, and this was fairly, I mean, compared to all these ones that everybody's thinking of, Passion of the Christ was an excellent movie.
That was a good movie.
That was really good. But that was old. That's what I'm just thinking is like, some of these older ones like Gremlins was really good. Forrest Gump was pretty good.
Again, 90s.
Yeah.
Highlander 1.
There can
That's
only
the
be
number
one.
Yes.
I'm thinking, was there anything?
The cheesiest movie that came out of the 80s and 90s. I'm thinking of the one that was with Rowdy Piper, and he had to put on the glasses to see all of the aliens.
Don't think I saw that.
Oh, super
I know.
cheesy.
Weird Science was a
Yes!
pretty cheesy one.
Yes!
Ghostbusters, that was pretty.
Now,
Yeah.
now the
the original
Fly.
Conan. Original
Oh,
Conan.
okay, the Conans, yeah.
That was not cheesy.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
And the lamentation of the women fall.
Princess Bride.
Not cheesy,
Not
best
cheesy.
movie.
Yes, that's our.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or
Encino Man. Yeah.
I'll top that Biodome.
Biodome, that was bad. Fried green tomatoes was good.
Oh, Freddy Goodness was great. Yeah,
Let's see. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures.
Bogus Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Airheads. That was pretty bad too.
Beavis and Butthead.
Monty Python.
That was a good one.
I'm here. Kick. And
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's the line from that Rowdy Piper movie.
Quest for the Holy Grail. I don't know. There's a lot of people that like Monty Python.
I mean,
I have to be in the right mood for Monty to
Life of Brian's
appreciate it.
horrible, in my opinion. I don't like it.
I
But
haven't seen that one. I don't know.
See, I like Mighty Python.
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That was a
Monty Pythons. To put Steven to bed, I had to play Flight of the Navigator.
The
Oh,
Last
Starfighter.
Starfighter.
Oh, that
Conan.
movie freaked me out when I was a kid. I
Which
don't
one?
know why Flight of the Navigator freaked me out when I watched it as a kid and I had nightmares forever.
because
Like,
of the freaking giant eyeball.
I
And I
don't-
hate the remake.
Okay, just saying. Roadhouse. Awesome movie. Roadhouse.
I'm quite surprised you didn't hit Grease
Grease.
Oh,
Yes.
no,
or Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. What?
I didn't see
Or-
Dirty Dancing until I was in college.
What's the other one? Footloose.
Oh, Footloose!
Very
I
good.
forgot Footloose.
Footloose
Oh my gosh,
is very
yes.
good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Roadhouse. Also, what was the other one? Someone hand Robin some Reese. Reese.
Ghost, yeah.
Actually, if you're going to talk about the Greases, Grease
Not
2
really.
is-
The-
I like better than Grease.
Yeah, the Ghost.
Yeah,
was-
Grease 2 was
yeah.
pretty good.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Heart and
accent's so much
Souls.
better.
Hearts and
Oh,
Souls.
yeah.
Yeah, Heart and Souls.
Yeah.
It's where
Uh,
Iron Man,
no, Robert
when he's
Downey Jr.
young.
Yeah, really young.
I'm
Really
so
young.
going to take your man card.
I like it because of the song in it.
Beetlejuice was good. Kevin Costner's Robin Hood was pretty good.
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yes.
Christmas movie.
Yes. No. Yes.
Lethal Weapon. Christmas
Do
movie.
you know by the
Gremlins.
by
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
by the
Robin
logic of-
Hood Men
Men
in
in
Tights
Tights
was
was
good.
hilarious.
Yes.
Forgot about that one.
Uh-huh. The Hustler. It was
You
okay.
can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Uh,
Spaceballs.
Balls.
Oh.
Tight
Spaced
tights.
Invaders,
We're men in tights. Tights.
It's hilarious that it's like tight tights. Yeah, A Few Good Men was really good. Cocktail.
Oh,
Uh,
that was his favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heartbreak Ridge was good.
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal Jacket was good.
Private Benjamin, Full Metal Jacket, Willy Wonka, the first
the
one,
first, yes.
not the remake.
Yes.
Nah, Days of Thunder.
Young Frankenstein.
The Patriot was good.
Okay, I'll tell you a movie.
Top Gun, absolutely Top Gun.
I'll tell you a movie that freaked me out.
Back to the Future.
1 Hour Photo.
Oh gosh, have you seen that?
Robin Williams,
as
a
a
bad person.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
There
that's
was
why
just-
I
there
didn't
was-
want to see it.
there was
you
something
probably made a
totally
really good
wrong
judgment
with
call
that.
because I'm telling you, like that totally. And the thing is that when you watch Patch Adams
Yeah.
and then watch that,
Yeah.
It messes with your
they're
head.
totally
Wow,
different
okay.
ends of the spectrum, and like,
And he played it perfectly.
yeah,
We lost a gem when Robin Williams took his own life.
absolutely.
What
Oh,
was
yes.
the one where he died and went to heaven?
Oh,
Oh,
dreams! What dreams may
What
come.
Dreams May
that
Come.
was that was weird too.
I can't watch that again.
he was an actor
Shawshank was a good one
that
too.
could play any role.
Yeah.
Any role.
including this crazy stalker dude. I mean,
Mhm.
like, it was amazing to see him.
And it's funny that he started on TV as Mork.
And Mindy.
Mork and
I
Mindy.
came across Mork and Mindy episodes, probably YouTube, right?
Uh,
And I was watching them. I actually remember watching them as a kid. I
Yep.
didn't understand half the jokes then. I watched it now.
Isn't it funny? Like,
I'm
they
laughing
all
so
went
much.
over
Oh,
your
yeah,
head
totally.
when you were
Yes,
younger.
yeah.
Overboard. That was a good one.
Yeah.
The Green Mile.
No, what I was gonna say was, and I forgot. Urban Cowboy.
Look, and let me ask you this: we're I'm 44. Y'all are in your late 30s, early 40s.
No More Than Vietnam. That was good.
Have you had a celebrity yet die
A few.
that made you go, oh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin
Robin
Williams
Williams.
was that for me.
Actually, the first one for me
Officer
was,
and a Gentleman was good
Patrick
too.
Swayze. Because okay, Dirty Dancing was filmed 7 miles from my house.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and so Patrick Swayze was big,
Big deal.
in our lives and in our town and everything like that. And when he died, that's when I went, what?
My uncle looks just
Like him.
Oh
like
yeah.
him. My uncle was an amateur bodybuilder, and they kept, anytime we'd go somewhere, the girls would be falling all over him, and they were like, "Are you Patrick Swayze's brother?" And he finally got to the point, and he was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Let me see some ID."
Alan Rickman is another one.
Yes, that one got me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
actually,
There's gonna be 2 more that's gonna get me.
Heath Ledger was another one.
Oh,
that hit
yeah.
me
Yeah,
real
that was
hard.
kind of.
That was
Well,
kind of hard, but that was kind of
I
like
think
ah.
That one hit me hard because he was exactly my age when he
Yeah.
died. Like Patrick Swayze was older than me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when Heath Ledger died, it was probably the first star my age
Mhm.
that died, and I was like, "You can die when you're my age," kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it
He
was
is
just
my
weird.
favorite Joker, though.
Oh yeah.
He was super dark.
But it was
though.
really
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
super dark.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, best Batman. Who played the best Batman?
I had to
In the
go through my
movies.
head.
Depends on what kind of Batman.
Val
you
yeah,
Kilmer.
I guess.
Oh my
Get
God!
out of
Get
my
house!
I was waiting for it.
Get out!
The only thing I like Val Kilmer in, and I hate Top Gun, by the way, is
The Saint.
Willow.
The Saint. I like
Oh,
it better
yeah.
than The Saint.
Wait,
Shut
have
your
we not seen The
face.
Saint?
You have to watch The Saint. It's awesome.
Not seen the Saint.
I
He's
haven't
really
seen-
good in
I haven't
The
seen the
Saint.
Saint
I-
either.
No, Willow
haven't
was
seen
great.
it
I mean, Mad Mardigan. Come on, really? How do you get better than Mad Mardigan?
I don't even know who that is.
Why do you feed a baby blackroot? You
Oh.
never feed a baby blackroot. My
talking
mother
about-
raised us on blackroot.
It's good for you.
It's
Puts
good
hair
for
on
you.
your
Puts
chest.
hair on
This
your
is
chest.
the princess. She doesn't need hair on her chest.
This is the Princess Laura Dannon.
The two ones that
Quickly Down Under. I'll give you that.
Sam Elliott and Tom Selleck were, yeah.
the two other ones that when they go is going to bother me, and that's going to be Harrison Ford
Oh gosh, yes.
and Tom Hanks.
Yep.
That will be rough, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and okay, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and so,
When they killed Harrison, when they killed
oh my gosh,
Han Solo, yeah.
Yes, no, and then when Carrie Fisher died,
yeah.
Yes.
so sitting
That was
in
a
the
big
theater
one.
this past Christmas, no, I was like, well, she actually died, so you know they're going to kill her.
Uh-huh.
I thought for sure it was going to happen. I lost it when they killed Luke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this set of Star Wars has been really hard for me to watch.
Yeah. Well,
So.
Whitney
But, yeah.
Houston was another one that you're just kind of like, that one was kind of
Yeah.
just disappointing.
Yeah.
Because you knew she was struggling, and
Yeah.
and you know that was.
But Robin Williams was really hard for me
Yeah.
because he was one of the people that were on my bucket list that I wanted to meet.
Yeah.
Because I met Muhammad Ali, I met Mark McGuire, I met Yogi Berra, I met Mike Scott, I met Bill Clinton.
No, Bill Dance. Jason should tell his Bill Dance story.
So what celebrity do you want to meet?
If you could pick one.
Because that's how it always used to be when you wanted to get to know somebody or you wanted to, like job interviews. It used to be the big thing. If you could have lunch with any three
somebody.
people,
Yeah, what would it be?
past or present or even future, who would it be?
So, because I kind of feel like I think a little bit like him, as far as, well, like we were talking earlier today, every suggestion you guys came up with, I was building it in my head. Leonardo da Vinci. I want to pick that man's brain.
Yes,
That's a good one.
April, Bill Dance, the fisherman. Yes.
Let's see.
Bill Dance wouldn't do fishing with me. Go fishing with me. He doesn't like my method.
Yeah. And the only reason why I met Bill Clinton is because he came to an embassy. Just like Madeleine Albright, she came to an embassy. I like it when she came. She took us all out to dinner. She didn't play.
I think I'd like to just be around Beethoven. Just pick up some of the vibe on him. And Genghis Khan, man.
Genghis Khan, like really?
Or one of the Ericksons.
Lee Fair.
Lee Fair.
Yeah. That one might be.
Just because how crazy of an SOB do you have to be to go, screw y'all, I'm heading out of here and I'm going this way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, everybody's up on the Vikings thing and all that. I don't think the TV
See, that's
show,
a good one too. Ben Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ben Franklin would be a good one to sit down with. Mine used to be Robin Williams,
Eleanor of Aquitaine, huh?
Charles Hathcock,
Yeah.
Charles Hathcock, yeah.
and then one of the founding fathers.
Yeah.
Any of the founding fathers, yeah.
That would be.
Yeah, but see, now that Robin Williams died, it's kind of like...
I don't know if I'd want to sit down with Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
She'd be a downer.
Well,
Sorry.
Wow.
I don't think I'd want to sit and talk. Ronald Reagan would be a good one.
I like the Billy Connolly thing. I think he and I'd get on well.
I keep
Yep.
hearing frogs. Yep.
Yep, they're frogs.
Yep, we got all kinds of frogs.
Yeah. You got them all right. They're right outside this wall.
Yep.
They
They're
scare you.
everywhere.
No, they didn't scare me. I walked
Robin,
up
you would lose your head. Paul Harvey and the rest of the story.
You know, a really cool guy I'd like to meet? Bob Ross.
Isn't he dead?
He is.
Okay.
But the day his wife passed, he he said, "I'm sorry, folks. I'm feeling a little bad today," and one tear escaped, and he still was doing his show.
Wow.
It's like,
Look, everybody says that all of his paintings were just showing where the bodies were that he had collected over years.
I mean,
I think Ron Howard would be interesting to talk with. I think that would be Richard Pryor. I'll tell you the thing that I always get nervous about when you talk about trying to meet people that you put up a little bit on a pedestal.
Yep.
We've had a couple of experiences where it happened both ways. So when we first started homeschooling, one of our big ones was Ken Ham.
Okay.
And he's a creationist, and he's, pretty big on the scale with homesteading and teaching, or not homesteading, homeschooling and teaching religion with children. And we met him in person, and we were absolutely disappointed.
So disappointed.
So disappointed in him.
I wanted to give him his books back.
Yeah, we were almost wanted to hand him his books and said, "Can we have our money back because you're full of crap." But again, he could have just been having a bad day, whatever. But still, it was very disappointing.
Yeah.
But then on the other end of the spectrum, Jason got to meet Joel Salatin and was like, "You're just as awesome as just as awesome as I thought you were." I got to meet Michael Jordan, and he was a huge, when I was growing up, I played ball from second grade all the way up through high school, could have played in college. I met him when I was in high school, and it was amazing, and he was awesome. So
Michael Jordan is a douche.
Well, but to me, he was awesome.
Right.
So, for me, I loved him. Mark Wahlberg, he is a douche.
Oh, really?
Just saying, big time. Now, he may not be so bad now,
right?
But when I met him, he was Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch.
Okay.
And he thought he was God's gift to women, and I just had no time for him. He was a jerk. So, it's just sometimes you meet people at different seasons in their life, and,
So,
I met Ronald Reagan, too.
My one experience with that type of scenario was when we first moved into Virginia, I went up to see a guy that runs one of the websites that I actually suggest people look at when they're first getting started. And, I thought the world of this guy going in because he's all that in a bag of chips, right? He's very knowledgeable. He takes his time online to answer your questions. He doesn't just get frustrated with the same newbie questions all the time, over and over. I met him in person, and at the time we had just really started heavily doing something, and he's like, just crapping all over it. I'm like, dude, well, I just don't want you to get taken advantage of, and I hate to pop your bubble, but, that type of attitude sucks, no matter who it comes from, I think.
Yeah. The Michael Jordan came to the Augusta National Golf Club one time, and he was such a jerk, they kicked him out.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Goodness.
Yeah. They told him, you got to go. Turn down his membership and all of that.
Well, that's really cool. This girl just set in her story this screenshot. It says, "We're watching YouTube videos about cows. Mac is her child. Mac might grow up to be a farmer." And there's Jason. Isn't that cute?
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes you get weird things, and so I'm sorry. It may have looked like I wasn't paying anybody attention, but I wanted to make sure that.
Right.
Yep.
So you have to kind of look at that stuff. But that was really neat.
Walter Payton would be another good one. Another person I met is Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah.
Met him in the Augusta Mall. He could barely walk.
Oh, wow.
His knees are just
Shot.
about gone. Because he bought his mama a huge chunk of land out in Aiken. Built a huge house out there. And he just minds his own business now.
Yeah.
I met a lot of famous people in my life, and some of them were a huge waste of time. Others, not so much. I have up in my attic Mark McGuire's autographed scorecard
from the Masters.
from the Augusta National when he got to play out there at the Augusta National. I'm the
no,
only
it's not
one
cool.
on the planet with this. We hit hard times, and I was like, I wonder what it's worth. So I called a bunch of collectors. And they said, well, how do you know it's that? How do you know it's Mark McGuire's? I said, because my daddy was the head mechanic out there, and he walked me up there and got it.
I watched him sign it.
And he was like,
we can authenticate it. Yeah.
He goes, well,
what kind of shape's it in?
What kind? I said it's in mint condition. My dad went and had it laminated. They said, what? And I said, my parents had it laminated for me.
So that it wouldn't
deteriorate over time. He said,
it's worth like 2 pennies.
He's like, man, I am so sorry. I'm like, what do you mean you're so sorry? He said, I was ready to offer you $100,000. But it's laminated, and if I try to take it out of the lamination to get it authenticated, it'll rip and tear.
Oh.
I might give you $5 for it now.
I was like, oh my God.
I called my parents and said, I love you, but
I hate you. Don't talk to me for a little while.
Don't talk to me today.
I met Duke from Dukes of Hazzard. Does that count?
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, that's true, Lost Dude. It's a shame when your heroes turn out to be lies. Whenever you think somebody is this awesome person. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that's most important to us. Whenever we go to visit people or we have people visiting us, we always try to make sure that we're not...
You saying you're somebody's hero?
No. What I'm saying is when you have people that expect you to be a certain way, regardless of how high up on a pedestal you put them or how low below the pedestal you put them, you still want to try and be that same person that you are, that they think you are. And so, you know, that's one thing. When Jason and I go visit people, we always try to make sure that we're not like having a really hard time or we're really, you know, we always want to kind of be at that level so that we're not like downers or anything like that. So I kind of met Mr. T. He's shorter than I expected.
Did you actually meet? Oh, shoot. What's his name? High Energy Dude came to build a house.
So, Extreme Home Makeover?
Yeah.
I actually got to participate in one in Blacksburg, Virginia, and met, what's his bucket?
The drunk?
Ty
Pennington.
Yeah.
Ty Pennington.
Yep. And he came home, he was like, he was on the lot today. I met him. I was like, is he as high energy as he seems on screen, or is that just all the screen? Yeah. He's like, no, he is.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, some people, it's like, package is on its way. But yeah, that's the thing, is like some people, you meet them on screen and you meet them, you know. Yeah, we did see Radio, and Radio is exactly the way that Cuba Gooding Jr. portrays him. It's eerie.
Oh, really?
Because like he definitely, you can tell. I mean, I don't know if he's just that good of a method actor that he didn't spend a lot of time with him, but it seems like he spent hours and hours and hours.
Just like Jamie Foxx is a very good method actor.
Jamie
Foxx.
What's his name?
Right.
Yeah.
But even before that.
Yeah.
He came when I was young Lance Corporal on the Marine Corps. He came to Okinawa, and he hung out. I swear he hung out with one of my staff NCOs. And when he was in the movie Jarhead.
Oh, yeah.
Did things exactly the way Stats Sergeant Crane did. Like, it was scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, Radio, anytime we go to Sam's and Radio is there, we have to stop and talk to him now.
There you go.
Well, Stan Lee would have been awesome.
That was another one that was, you knew it was coming, but it was still hard.
Yeah.
Stan Lee is the reason why I can read. Because I hated books.
Yep.
I hated books, but I loved
Comics.
superheroes.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I was 5, 6, and we were living in Pennsylvania, and my mom was basically single, and they had a parade. And back then, I think it was 1980. You were able to, anybody could come into the parade and walk in the parade. Well, my mom got me a plastic Incredible Hulk mask because I love the Incredible Hulk. Put a white t-shirt on me, did a bunch of paint, ripped up my pants, and I was walking down the road going, and I turned and did that to the judges, and I won like $5. Back then, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how my mom got me to read. She just started buying me comics.
Yeah.
And said, you want to know them? Read them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care if Spot could run or if Jane fell down the hill. I didn't care. You know? But tell me what's going on with Superman. You can tell yourself what's going on with Superman.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know? And
I met Larry Bird, and he's a first-rate piece of doo-doo. There are some. I mean, I'll tell you, I was disappointed with Mark Wahlberg. Like, when I met him, I was, like, crushed because I came off of the New Kids on the Block era. Like, I was all big about that, and Ralph Macchio and all of that stuff. And when I met him, and he was that big of a jerk, it was like, I wonder if they're all like that.
Yeah.
Who's your Sequest crush?
Jonathan Brandis. He's dead.
Yep.
But,
you know, but when Stan Lee passed, that one was one I shed a tear for Stan Lee, and it was just because I know that if it wasn't for Spider-Man and the X-Men,
Yeah. Well, and our kids were the same way because Jason really, like, we started to get back kind of into comics. We used to go to the comic when he, I was working at a daycare and he was working too, so we had a little bit of extra money. And he was like, look, he was definitely one that we never spent extra money on stuff. And he was like, now that we have a little bit extra, would it be okay if we just go to the comic book store once a week with the kids? And I was like, sure, we'll budget like $10 or $15, whatever, to go and do that. And so we started going, and he was introducing the girls and Blaze, very much to all of that, and it was really cool.
How did we get to meet all of these famous folks? Well, Georgia is now the second most popular place for films and TV shows to be made.
Yeah.
So back then, Georgia was slowly starting to creep up the thing.
Well, and the other thing is the Masters is here. And
Yeah.
so the Masters attracts a lot of... And then I got to meet Michael Jordan at an Atlanta Hawks basketball game. Because my dad got us tickets through a mutual friend that worked at the arena. And so we were waiting for him to get finished with work. And Jordan came out to shoot some hoops, waiting on everybody to get loaded back up to go to the airport. And so he was just out there playing, and I was already shooting around. And next thing I knew, this big tall guy throws me the ball back, and I'm like, like stood there for like, it felt like 5 minutes, and he's like, you gonna shoot the ball? And I'm like, it's gonna be an air ball. I'm just letting you know right now. You might as well just catch it and you can shoot. He's like, just a guy shooting a ball, shooting hoops. No big deal. That was fun. But so yeah, I mean, you get to meet people sometimes,
And Augusta is the second largest city in Georgia. Mm-hmm. So there was and again, with the Masters coming in and my dad being the head mechanic at Augusta National,
you had a lot of exposure.
I had a lot of exposure that way. I mean, my first job was pumping gas at the Augusta National.
Mini Pearl, that's awesome.
I met a race car driver. I was a kid. Oh, who was that? I met like a NASCAR.
I dated a girl whose daddy worked on the Quaker State team.
Roseanne Barr was a BBB, but Tom was nice. He's from Iowa, where my hubby's from. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point in time, everybody kind of brushes with someone. You kind of catch.
Yeah. Like the Bill Murray stories that you hear about.
Have you seen that on
The
Netflix?
document.
There's a documentary about
I've passed.
Bill Murray. It's actually pretty funny. Bill Murray's not really truly in it, but it's
it's about him and some of the things that he and you could see Bill doing this. And one of the famous things that basically kind of struck it into an urban legend. He's in Charlotte all the time.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Is it Charleston.
Charleston, all the time.
Yeah, he
It's
goes
one
to
of those.
Charleston a lot.
And he will just go into a bar or go into a restaurant, sit down and eat. And if he sees a guy at a urinal, he'll walk up behind him and go like this.
Or
And then he'll go, they'll never believe you.
Yeah, or like he walked
And you'll
up
turn
on,
around and you're like, holy cow, it's Bill Murray.
He walked up on somebody having their wedding pictures taken. And he just walked up and was like,
Photobombed him.
or showed up at somebody's party and like walked into their kitchen and their kitchen was a mess, and so he put on rubber gloves and started washing dishes.
Oh, gosh.
Like just random stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And you could, but the thing is you could see him doing that.
Yep.
You know, because one, he's the class clown. You know, so he's gonna do stuff you don't expect. You know, one of the things that they said that he showed up at one of the bars down there and was just hanging out, and one bartender was talking to him, and he was like, I've got to go let my dog out. I would love to sit down and just talk with you. He's like, go let the dog out. I'll come back tomorrow. And he's like, okay. And they said Bill showed up first thing in the morning.
Cool.
Waiting on him.
Waiting on him.
That's cool.
Wow.
And looked at the owner and said, give him the day off. I'll pay for it. Give him the day off. And they walked around Charleston together.
That's
Cool.
cool.
Just chit-chatting.
And then his boss is like, hey, check and see if Bill wants to bartend.
Bartend. Sent him a text message. Said, see if you can get Bill to bartend. And he said, the way the story goes is that the guy was basically looking at his phone like, there's no way I'm doing this. I'm not doing this. And Bill was like, are you okay? And he's like,
My boss wants me to ask you if
my
you want
boss
to
wants
bartend.
me to ask you to bartend.
He's like, let's do it.
He's like, let's do it. Me and you, we'll run the bar. And he was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, let's do it. We're going to bar. We're going to have a fun time.
And he did. He bartended.
Yeah, but the only drink he knew how to make was a rum and coke. And so you'd be up, Bill, give me a Long Island iced tea. Coming up right away. You got a rum and coke.
And nobody cared. $10
Of course not.
$10 rum and coke. They didn't care. So, two families said Daryl used to race and flag. He knew Jeff Gordon when he was just a kid racing midget cars.
Nice.
Cool.
Dale Sr. And Teresa's saying she's met a lot of crews, NASCAR drivers and crews, so that's cool.
Yeah. So,
Dale Sr. took Gordon under his wing and taught him the tricks. Most don't believe that. No, I would believe,
believe that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would believe that.
See, and that was the one thing, when I grew up, my dad was not into the homesteading. My dad was not into having a garden or hunting. My dad was into cars.
NASCAR.
And no, he got into
I'm
NASCAR
sorry.
later. It was
No, it was
drag
drag
racing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we used to go to the drag strip all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. All the big ones. And I got into it. And I loved alcohol funny cars. I just thought they were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And my guy was John Force. Mm-hmm. You could not say anything bad about John Force, because if you did, I was going to kick you. And I remember waiting in line to get his autograph. And I was sitting there waiting, and I came up, and I must have been shaking a little bit. And John was like, is he okay? He's like, I think you're his hero. And he's like, oh. And he goes, so you wanna be a race car driver? And I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he was like, sir, because he was from up north. Sir. And I said, yes, sir. And he's like, so you wanna drive one of these? I said, yes, sir. Whoop. Boop.
Awesome.
Close it. And they closed it. And I'm sitting in John Force's funny car, freaking out, going, ah! I look at my dad, and he's crying. He's laughing so hard because I'm in full freak mode.
So, Sherry just said that Daryl, where did it go? Daryl was a dirt track all the way, raced late models till he came home one day and his wife, not me, had sold his car.
Oh yeah, that's a divorce. That's a divorce. Big Daddy Don Garlitz. Yep, the rear engine rail. Don the Snake Perdone was another good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with all of the. My walls were cut because back then at the drag strips, you could go up and get little 8x10s.
Yeah.
You know, and I had 8x10s that's
All of them.
covering my wall, and if I could get them to sign it, they were signed. That day I sat down in John Force's car, though, John took me into the trailer after that, and I got like 6 posters, and I got walking out like this, and I don't think my feet touched the ground for like a week.
So, Johns said, I've met many of the drivers over the years. Used to sell newspapers at the Daytona 500. And the Gator Nationals are only an hour away.
Yeah.
They should put cameras in those cars and make a show of kids' reactions.
Yeah.
I watched NASCAR when they were really stock cars. You could buy them off the lot.
Yeah, because John Force he didn't play, you know?
I'm sorry, Mama. Good night.
He was going to tell you how he felt, and he didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a big enough dude that ain't too many people going to say anything anyway.
Right.
But he scooped me up, put me down in there. My dad was crying. He was laughing so hard. Goes, "Ah!"
So, Sherry said, took my oldest to the drag strip one time. She was about 5. Standing at the staging area, and a funny car started up. Next thing I knew, she was running in the crowd behind me, scared to death. Oh.
You know, and then that pretty much hooked me into wanting to be around fast cars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved down to Albany, Georgia, and Dad had friends there through the Marine Corps, and we hooked up with Mr. Bobby, and he had what was called the Spirit of 55. He had a 55 Chevrolet, and he made me his pit boss. And so back then, you know, the big thing to do was get the airbrushed T-shirts.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
mine said Spirit of 55, across the back said pit boss. And so we were there a couple of nights late working on the race car. And they'd let me sit in the car while I was running, and I'd have to keep it idled up, and then it would get to a certain point, I'd have to wrap it. Well, I was short, right? And so I'm doing
Night
this
lost,
number
dude.
like this, right? Well, one night I slipped, and I'm wah, and as soon as I went to whap it, when I whapped it, I also knocked it in the drive, and she went wah, wow. She come out of the garage, wheel stand, boom, set it down, and I'm like, they all come running up to the car. Ghost white. Dad said, "You okay?"
Is her?
I'm frozen. Dad said, "Boy, sir, you all right? Think I need to change my shorts, Daddy." I bet you do. Don't tell your mother. And my mama didn't find out until it slipped like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow, good job.
Yep. And Daddy was the one that let it slip.
That's intense.
Yeah.
So, John said, I remember Petty coming to town without a car one year. He bought a Plymouth and won the race, if I remember right.
Oh.
My dad worked at the Dodge dealer at the time. That is amazing if that actually happened. That's pretty cool. All right, it is almost 8.
Roots and Refuge will be coming on in about 10 minutes. You guys make sure to come over there with
dinner.
us because we got to moderate. And,
I gotta go cook dinner.
yeah, Mama got to cook dinner. But we'll be over there to be a moderator. So come on over to Roots and Refuge and join in on their fun. It's usually their Sunday night Q&A. And thanks for coming in. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes. Thank you for the super chats, Dragon and
Kathleen.
Kathleen. That's what I said.
Yep, that's exactly what you said.
And hold on, I gotta fix something else before I do the whole goodbye thing. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Don't forget tomorrow night, Robin's Essential Oils. Ooh, are you gonna be able to do that because you're gonna be in Atlanta?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll let you.
No birthday roast?
Nobody wanted to roast me. So, you guys remember, be kind to one another. You never know what that person is going through. Don't forget to recycle, repurpose, reuse. Keep stuff out of the landfill. Let our wildlife be exactly where they are. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. Y'all be great. And we'll see you guys in Roots and Refuge. And we'll see you tomorrow night for Mama's live stream. Or me by myself.
Good night, y'all.
Night.